Yo, what's going on guys? WindyShot here. Today we're going to be bringing you my most used and most favourite CDM position. So the first one, I actually do use a CDM build. It's a bit unusual because the most favourite and most used position is usually the right wing back. You get that little bit extra pace. You don't really use any of the passing traits on it though. But with the CDM build, it's the one that I've used from the start of this FIFA. I got used to it. It works for me, the way I position myself. It just works. It just works. So let's get into it. So to start with, we have him at 5'10" with £149, and then depending on whether you're playing 4-2-3, if you're playing 4-2-3-1 formation, you then want to either have him left-footed or right-footed, depending on the side you're playing. And then if you're playing a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow or wide, you can have him either foot, because then it doesn't really matter what foot you'll be using. It's just your preference. The traits, we're obviously going to have maxed out stamina. You're always going to want the second wind, because you don't want to get to the 75th minute of the game and be absolutely knackered and not being able to run anymore. So for me, you max out the stamina to get the second wind, and then obviously I've got a couple of strengths on, well, max strength on even. One of the jumping, 2 jumping even, and then 2 extra stamina, so that gives us 92 stamina, which is max, and that lasts us to the whole game. Strength gets you 78, but strength in this FIFA is not really relevant. Tiniest guy in the pitch, and you can still body players. That's the physical side of the stats, the trait skills. Reactions, obviously 89, that'll build up through the amount of games you're playing. At the minute it's at 24%, but max out at 89. Jumping, that'll max out at 91, which is good. Jumping, majority of the time, even though I'm 5'10", I will win the ball in the air. Off corners, maybe not as many balls are won, but that's if I'm marking maybe one of the big centre backs, which wouldn't really usually happen anyway. So, defending, you're going to want to max out all your interceptions, them to the max, and now that leaves you with 96 interceptions. And then obviously tackling. For me, I obviously have them first 2, standing and sliding tackling, but that's purely to get the interceptions, so then that'll leave you with 84 and 85 sliding and standing tackle. I then put 1 on standing tackle to obviously get that little bit extra. I don't really, because the style of play I have, I don't feel that I need to max out the tackling. I'm not really one of those players that will be lunging in for the ball every chance I get. I'm usually positioning myself around the pitch where I can cut the passing lanes and intercept the passes. The only time you'll see me tackling is if it's a player running towards me. Dribbling, for me, pretty much max out the agility. Dribbling, pretty much have all of the dribbling traits on. Ball control, try and have a few of them on. As you can see, agility is at 84. That's fully maxed out. Balance 82. Again, the play style and my player, that's maxed out. Pretty much everything in here all maxed out. You don't really need any more ball control with the CDM build, because the ball control is 91, which is good. And as you can tell, if you've been playing FIFA long enough, especially FIFA 20, you can have the best player on the pitch, whether it be in Ultimate Team or in pro clubs, and you'll be taking touches that are non-existent. They don't really make sense. You'll take a heavy touch and you have no control over that. And also, 2-star skill moves, I don't have skill moves on at all. You're trying to overcomplicate a play with skill, you're then half the time going to lose the ball and get countered, especially if you're trying to use skill in a dangerous position. Passing, again, the CDM build's passing is pretty bang on. I don't really add much to it. Long passing, the only tree that I use is the middle tree, which is one of the short passing, 2 long passing speciality, and then obviously swerve pass. That's all I use. And again, you can see here, the long passing for me is 91. The main reason for me having the long passing is if I'm playing a 4-1-2-1-2, and if I'm on the right side helping out the right back or the right centre mid, I'll then, if I see an opening, I'll want to switch the ball. That's the main reason I have long passing on. Short passing, like I said, short passing don't need to be added that much. Shooting, the only shooting I add is, as you can see, is the heading accuracy, which then takes you down to the finishing and takes you down to the weak foot. So freestyle weak foot is pretty much standard what you want. It may not be great in some situations if you are trying a switched ball or even a long pass with your weak foot. Majority of the time it probably won't make it. So yeah, as you can see, pretty much finishing doesn't need to be added for a CDM. You should never really be in a position as a CDM to be shooting, if I'm honest. The only time I'll be shooting is if, or running forward and shooting is if we're 4-0 up, and I'll be taking just like pop shots from like the edge of the area or something. And this FIFA, literally none of them going. I think I've scored like 2 this FIFA so far, where they've been from like 20-25 yards. Let's move on to pace. So pace, you want to max out fully. That's if you're going to do anything with the CDM build, you're always going to want to max out the pace. No matter what you do, that should be the first thing that you should be initially trying to do, max out the pace. And there, as you can see, acceleration is 83, sprint speed is 75. For me, that's at a comfortable level. If you're smart enough and position your player well enough in the CDM position, you will be able to keep up with play. You'll be able to intercept passes if you're positioning yourself right. If you want to try it out. Maybe tinker with, depending on your playstyle, if you like to have passing on, then you'll have to take maybe some of the traits off ball control maybe. That's probably the only traits that you'll be able to take off without it affecting other areas of your players. If you want to try it. It is entirely up to you. That's going to conclude this video. If you want to up to date with what's going to happen with future videos, all the links for the social medias regarding me, Revenge, my Twitch will be down below. And if you want to request any more videos for the future, if you want to comment and also leave a like, that would be greatly appreciated. I'll catch you all later. Peace out.